Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone. How are you all doing? I hope everyone is well. We are back with another Phoenix Wright episode. I'm sorry I missed last week's episode. I was busier than I thought I was and didn't end up getting a chance to record it, but we're getting back in the swing of things today. So if I've forgotten stuff that I said, oh, I'll have to remember this for next time, please bear with me. But yes, let's jump back in. We are on the, second part of the trial, I guess. I think there was another witness they needed to call. So let's jump in and see what happens. February the 23rd, 11:56 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh, excuse me. I've just finished dinner, so we had some spicy pasta, like a sort of spicy tomato cheese pasta. It was very nice. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of the lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Damn, no need to put it like that, Emma, Jesus. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh, is it? What's his face again? It sure is. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. We've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the Chief Prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Okay, right, I have a very out of left field theory about what's happening. So, I like my left field theories that are usually very wrong. But I think, because this is in black and white, our dear old friend the lunch lady has set up this photo and is essentially cosplaying as Lana Skye here. I could be wrong, but... Or was like wearing a Lana Skye disguise when she killed that dude. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ow-wee. That's probably not how you say that. I'm just, like, imagining anyone who's American watching this is, like, cringing out their skin right now. At how much of the way this guy speaks I'm just ignoring. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh, Jesus. There's something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it's time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Who? What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature was 5.7 degrees when that man came in. I'm assuming Fahrenheit. Who on earth is he? He's got his own theme tune and everything. Ah, it's you. Are you gonna say anything, my guy? Clearly not. Oh, there we go. I don't know what voice to give this guy. Not that I'm any consistent with my voices whatsoever. Oh, heh. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, Udgy. How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top ranking police officer in the entire district. I've just... The judge's voice has just left. It doesn't exist anymore. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Trying to figure out if that means anything. I can't think of anything. So, to what do we owe this honour today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Skye really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. This guy likes awkwardly long pauses. It's really quite embarrassing even for us. Oh, what's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief. What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defence a favour first. Yes. Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honour? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, we're automatically scrolling over through every single bit of the evidence. Ah, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. Looks like evidence. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. Witness testimony. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Archie. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. A double murder to stoke tensions between the factions. Order, order, order. Anyway, we were at the department. We're all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Is that a signal that we might be penalised if we press too much? I guess we'll find out. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. I'm gonna save. Just in case we do get punished for pressing. But I'm gonna try and press on everything. Excuse me, it's special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless evidence protrude... Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Oh, we can probably examine the tag or something. Let's examine that knife while we can, righto? She's calling him righto as well. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time. So how were things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. Let's press this one. We can go back and press the other one if we need. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. but there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Raito. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Oh! Where the victim was found. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say that the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Raito? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Press on this as well. 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? I think not. This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say that there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Raito. You understand. Try to understand, Raito. Everyone's calling him Raito now. He'll be the nail in the coffin if Edgeworth calls him that. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. It's going to be the note, I think. Let's have a look at this. This is 675-12-2. Let's check this. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. Yeah, it's the same format as the DL6. So it's a piece of evidence from whatever the SL9 case is. DL6, maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where. I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Okay. It's this. It's upside down. If I turn my head upside down, that says SL9. And then 221. Which would match this. Okay, yeah, it's all falling into place. And one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. This is, I think, where we present this. Right? I'm gonna try it. Yeah. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha, an honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important, why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6-7S12-2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside... The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Ah, aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? His voice changes every line at this rate. Ah well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence... bubble in my throat. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Okay, so let's press on this one now. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Lil Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. I don't remember if we pressed on this one or not. Can I present the knife now? Two detectives were killed at 5:15. Police department. Maybe we need to examine the knife again. Let's have a look. There's something there as well. Doesn't seem to be anything else we can do with the knife. Oh, that's been turned upside down now. Let's press on this one again. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy? Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Press on this one. Just make sure we press on everything. Okay, we've seen this one. Okay. Let's try this again. Where's the victim found? Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy. We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Do we present the knife here or this? Let's present the knife. Okay, not the knife. Oh. Okay, I'm a bit confused now what we need to do. Oh, I just needed to press on that again. Okay. Chief, the defence's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? We'll press. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. That would be Mr. Goodman's ID card. Yeah, we can... Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2, I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? I pressed the wrong button. Oh, heck. Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Damn, huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places. 2 detectives murdered at one time. 2 families, both alike in dignity. In fair Los Angeles / Tokyo-ish, where we lay our scene. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honour, I'm a defence attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right, again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honour, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error. Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Oh, this guy. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, he didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Wow. Okay, we're not going to go there, please. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Which is probably why he's come here. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No. it seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumours. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologise for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honour. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. To be continued, and that's where we're going to finish up. We got a good section in today. Let's save our progress. Day 2 investigation. We get to do more investigating. Still a bit more to this case yet. But for now, we've managed to throw things wide open. And I guess we'll see what happens next time when we go and probably look for more evidence if it's giving us an investigation day. And then we'll be back on day 3 for the rest of the trial, I'm assuming. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will hopefully see you all in the next episode. And yeah, there we'll do some investigating. I'm not sure if we'll end up heading back to court. We'll see. Right, we've also got something to do with the police mascot, right? Because that just hasn't come up yet, I don't think. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will hopefully see you all next time. Bye-bye.